8-year-old Marcus Thompson was exploring an old storm drain tunnel behind his neighborhood when a sudden rainstorm caused a devastating flash flood, washing him deep into the underground storm system before triggering a partial cave-in that sealed the tunnel entrance completely. His family searched frantically above ground while Marcus remained trapped 30 feet below in pitch-black tunnels that were rapidly filling with water. But Rex, Marcus's loyal German shepherd who had been following his scent trail across the neighborhood, heard his boy's muffled cries coming from beneath the collapsed earth and refused to accept that the tunnel was permanently sealed. For 8 hours through the night, Rex dug with relentless determination through tons of mud, rocks and debris, following Marcus's voice and scent to create a rescue shaft that would become the boy's only lifeline to survival. Rex's excavation skills and unwavering persistence would prove that some bonds are strong enough to move mountains, or in this case, dig through them. Welcome to Saved by Tales. Before we dive into this incredible story of determination conquering impossible odds and a dog's refusal to let underground barriers separate him from his boy, tell me in the comments, have you ever witnessed a dog's extraordinary digging abilities or their persistence in trying to reach someone they love? And if you believe these amazing stories of canine determination creating miracles deserve to be shared, hit that subscribe button and join our community celebrating the four-legged heroes whose love knows no obstacles and whose paws can literally move earth when lives depend on it. Marcus Thompson had always been fascinated by the network of storm drains and utility tunnels that ran beneath his suburban Phoenix neighborhood, despite repeated warnings from his parents about the dangers of exploring underground spaces. The 8-year-old possessed the kind of adventurous spirit that made parental supervision a constant challenge and safety lectures largely ineffective. Marcus has zero fear when it comes to exploring. His mother, Linda Thompson, often told neighbors that boy would investigate a volcano if he thought it might lead somewhere interesting. The storm drain system behind Willow Creek subdivision had been built in the 1980s to handle occasional flash floods during Arizona's monsoon season, but years of budget cuts had left many access points unsecured and potentially dangerous for curious children who didn't understand the risks of underground exploration. Rex, Marcus's 3-year-old German shepherd, served as both companion and unofficial bodyguard during the boy's neighborhood adventures. The dog had learned to follow Marcus's scent trails when the boy wandered beyond visual range and had developed protective instincts that kept his young charge away from the most dangerous situations. Rex knows where Marcus is every moment of the day, observed Marcus's father, David Thompson. That dog has appointed himself as Marcus's personal security system, and he takes the job very seriously. On July 15th, during the height of monsoon season, Marcus's curiosity about the storm drain system would lead to a crisis that would test Rex's protective abilities in ways no family could have anticipated. Marcus had discovered an accessible entrance to the storm drain system through a broken grate near the neighborhood's retention pond. The tunnel looked inviting and safe from his 8-year-old perspective, large enough to walk through comfortably, with concrete walls that seemed stable and secure. Cool tunnel, Marcus said to himself as he squeezed through the grate opening, flashlight in hand for what he assumed would be a brief exploration of the underground passages. Rex attempted to follow Marcus into the tunnel, but was too large to fit through the grate opening that had admitted the small boy. The German shepherd paced anxiously outside the entrance, whining and pawing at the grate as he tried to maintain contact with Marcus through the barriers that separated them. "Stay there, Rex," Marcus called back through the tunnel. "I'll be right back. Just want to see where this goes." But the storm drain system was far more extensive and complex than Marcus realized. The tunnels branched in multiple directions, connecting to a network that stretched for miles beneath the suburb. Within minutes, Marcus had become disoriented in the underground maze, unable to find his way back to the entrance where Rex waited. The afternoon sky, which had been clear when Marcus began his exploration, was rapidly darkening with the kind of towering thunderclouds that produced Arizona's most dangerous flash floods. Arizona's monsoon storms could develop with frightening speed, transforming clear skies into torrential downpours within minutes. When the storm hit Willow Creek subdivision, it brought the kind of rainfall that could turn dry washes into raging rivers and storm drains into death traps. Marcus heard the thunder first, echoing through the tunnel system like distant artillery. Then came the sound that every Arizona resident learned to fear, the roar of approaching water rushing through previously dry channels. "Uh-oh," Marcus whispered as he realized that the tunnel he was exploring was about to become a conduit for thousands of gallons of storm runoff. The flash flood hit the storm drain system with devastating force, carrying debris, mud, and enough water pressure to knock an adult off their feet. Marcus was swept deeper into the tunnel network, tumbling through the rushing water until he managed to grab onto a maintenance ladder in a junction chamber. Above ground, the storm's intensity triggered a partial collapse of the tunnel entrance where Rex had been waiting. Tons of mud, rocks, and debris sealed the opening completely, cutting off Marcus's primary escape route and trapping him in the underground system. Rex, who had been forced to retreat to higher ground when the flooding began, returned to find that the tunnel entrance had vanished beneath a pile of rubble that seemed impossible to penetrate. When Marcus failed to return home by dinner time, his parents began a search that quickly escalated into a neighborhood-wide emergency. The storm had passed, but its aftermath left the area littered with debris and standing water that made searching dangerous and difficult. Marcus, where are you? Linda called as she and David searched every possible hiding place in their immediate neighborhood. Rex's behavior immediately told them that something was seriously wrong. The German Shepherd was frantically digging at what appeared to be a random pile of storm debris, ignoring all commands and showing the kind of desperate urgency that indicated a life-threatening emergency. Rex keeps digging at that collapsed drain entrance, David reported to the 911 dispatcher. He's acting like Marcus might be down there, but it's completely sealed off. Emergency responders arrived within 30 minutes, but initial assessment of the collapse site was discouraging. The storm had deposited tons of material over the tunnel entrance, and the instability of the debris made immediate excavation dangerous for rescue workers. We'll need heavy equipment to clear this safely, explained Fire Captain Robert Martinez. It could take several hours to reach the tunnel system, and we don't know if there are any air pockets or accessible areas down there. While emergency teams planned their official rescue operation, Rex had already begun his own excavation effort. The German Shepherd's digging was systematic and determined, focusing on areas where Marcus's scent was strongest and where the dog's acute hearing detected the faintest sounds from below. Rex's digging technique was sophisticated and purposeful, using his powerful claws and strong shoulders to move debris while creating a stable shaft that wouldn't collapse as he worked deeper. His breeding as a working dog gave him both the physical strength and intelligence needed for challenging excavation work. That dog is digging like his life depends on it, observed rescue worker Lisa Chen as she watched Rex's relentless efforts. He's moving more material than some of our equipment could handle. Hours passed with Rex never stopping his excavation work. The German Shepherd seemed to understand that Marcus was alive somewhere beneath the debris and that time was critical for his survival. The dog's endurance and determination were remarkable even for a breed known for working ability. Marcus had managed to reach a junction chamber in the storm drain system where air pockets and higher ground provided temporary safety from the floodwaters. But the chamber was completely dark, the air was thin, and the water level continued to rise as additional storm runoff entered the system.
Help! Help me!
Marcus called through the darkness, his voice echoing through the tunnels but seeming to disappear into the vast underground network. The 8-year-old's survival depended on remaining calm, conserving his energy, and hoping that rescue would reach him before the rising water filled his air pocket completely. His flashlight had been lost during the flood, leaving him in total darkness with only his voice to signal his location. Above ground, Rex's excavation was guided by his ability to hear Marcus's calls through layers of debris that blocked the sounds from human ears. The German Shepherd's superior hearing allowed him to pinpoint the direction and approximate depth of his boy's voice. Rex can hear something we can't, realized animal behaviorist Dr. Sarah Kim, who had arrived to assist with the rescue effort. His digging pattern is too precise to be random. He's following auditory cues that are guiding him directly toward Marcus. After 6 hours of continuous digging, Rex's excavation reached a depth where Marcus's voice became clearly audible through the rescue shaft. The German Shepherd's tail began wagging for the first time since the crisis began, signaling that he had achieved communication with his trapped boy. "Rex, is that you?" Marcus called when he heard familiar scratching sounds above his position. "I'm down here, I'm trapped." Rex's response was immediate and purposeful. He began barking in the specific pattern he used when playing hide-and-seek with Marcus, communicating that he had found his target and that help was on the way. The rescue team, working with heavy equipment to clear the official access route, redirected their efforts to support Rex's excavation when they realized the dog had created a viable rescue shaft. "The dog's tunnel is structurally sound and reaches the right depth," reported engineering specialist Mark Rodriguez. "We can stabilize his shaft and use it as our primary rescue route." Rex's successful excavation became the foundation for the official rescue operation, with emergency teams working to stabilize and expand the shaft the German Shepherd had created. Rex continued working alongside human rescuers, his intimate knowledge of Marcus's exact location guiding the technical aspects of the rescue. "Rex created a rescue route that our equipment couldn't have achieved as quickly," explained rescue coordinator Janet Walsh. "His shaft avoided unstable areas and followed the most direct path to the victim. It's like he had blueprints of the underground system." The final stages of the rescue required careful coordination to avoid triggering additional collapses while maintaining airflow to Marcus's location. Rex positioned himself at the shaft entrance, serving as a communication link between the surface team and the trapped boy. "Marcus, we're coming to get you," called rescue worker Robert Chen through Rex's tunnel. "Stay calm and keep talking to us so we can find you." The rescue extraction took place in stages, with emergency workers following Rex's tunnel route to reach Marcus's location in the junction chamber. The 8-year-old was conscious, coherent, and remarkably calm considering his 8-hour ordeal in the underground storm system. "I heard him digging, and I knew he would get me out." The boy's condition was good despite his extended underground exposure. He was dehydrated and exhausted but showed no signs of serious injury from either the flood or his time in the confined space. Rex remained at the tunnel entrance throughout the extraction process, his tail wagging continuously as voices confirmed that Marcus was safe and being brought to the surface. "Good boy, Rex," Marcus called through the rescue shaft. "You saved me. You're the best dog in the world." The reunion between Marcus and Rex took place as soon as the boy was lifted from the rescue shaft, with the German Shepherd immediately positioning himself protectively beside his young charge. Both were exhausted from their ordeal, but their relief at being reunited was obvious to everyone who witnessed the emotional scene. "Rex dug through tons of debris for 8 hours to reach our son," David Thompson told reporters gathered at the rescue site. "That dog literally moved mountains to save Marcus. We owe him everything." Medical evaluation revealed that Marcus was in excellent condition considering his underground ordeal, while Rex showed signs of exhaustion and some minor injuries to his paws from the extended digging operation. "Both the boy and the dog are remarkably resilient," observed pediatric EMT Lisa Martinez. "Their bond got them through a situation that could have been tragic for both of them." Rex's successful rescue excavation became a subject of study for both emergency response specialists and animal behaviorists who were amazed by the German Shepherd's engineering skills and determination. Rex demonstrated problem-solving abilities and physical capabilities that exceeded what we typically expect from domestic dogs, explained Dr. Amanda Foster, who studied the rescue. His excavation was technically sound, strategically planned, and executed with remarkable persistence. The case also highlighted the potential for working dogs to serve as emergency response partners in situations where their capabilities might exceed human equipment and techniques. Rex's success shows us that our four-legged partners possess skills that we're only beginning to understand and utilize, said Emergency Response Coordinator Dr. Robert Kim. Rex's heroic excavation attracted national attention and earned him recognition from emergency response organizations, working dog associations, and community groups across the country. But the recognition that meant the most came from Marcus himself, who insisted that Rex receive a special medal during a ceremony at his elementary school. "Rex saved my life by digging me out," Marcus explained to his classmates during the ceremony. "He never gave up, even when it seemed impossible. That's what heroes do." The incident led to improved safety measures for storm drain access points throughout the Phoenix area and enhanced emergency response protocols for underground rescue situations. "Marcus and Rex's experience taught us valuable lessons about both prevention and response," said City Emergency Manager Maria Rodriguez. "Their story will help protect other families from similar situations." The case also contributed to research on canine rescue capabilities and the potential for dogs to serve as first responders in emergency situations where their natural abilities provided advantages over technology. 5 years after Rex's underground rescue operation, Marcus and his German Shepherd remained inseparable partners in both adventure and safety. Marcus had developed a deeper appreciation for emergency preparedness and safety protocols, while Rex had gained recognition as a local hero whose story inspired community safety programs. "Rex taught me that love means never giving up on someone, even when the situation seems impossible," Marcus said during a school presentation about their experience. "He dug for 8 hours because he knew I needed him. That's what real friendship looks like." Their story continued to inspire emergency responders and demonstrate the remarkable capabilities of dogs whose intelligence, determination, and love could literally move Earth when lives depended on their success. Rex had proven that some obstacles were no match for determination powered by loyalty, and that the most effective rescue equipment sometimes came with 4 paws and a heart that refused to accept that impossible was a permanent condition. I still think about that Arizona evening when an 8-year-old boy's voice echoed through pitch-black tunnels 30 feet underground, and a German Shepherd began moving tons of debris one pawful at a time because giving up was not an option when his boy needed saving. If Rex had accepted that the collapsed tunnel was permanently sealed, if he'd waited for human rescuers with their heavy equipment, if he'd lacked the engineering instincts to create a stable rescue shaft, Marcus Thompson would have died alone in underground darkness, while help remained forever out of reach. Rex's story teaches us something profound about the power of persistence and the remarkable capabilities that emerge when love encounters seemingly impossible obstacles. This dog didn't just dig, he engineered a rescue operation that professional teams used as their foundation, proving that sometimes our most sophisticated rescue equipment walks on 4 legs and is powered by a heart that refuses to accept defeat. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed a dog's extraordinary digging abilities, or their persistence in trying to reach someone they love? Have you seen animals overcome obstacles that seemed impossible through sheer determination and intelligence? These displays of canine engineering and persistence might be more remarkable than we typically recognize. Share your experiences in the comments below, because at Saved by Tales we believe that our 4-legged family members possess capabilities that can create miracles when conventional solutions fail and time is running out. If Rex's incredible story moved you, if it reminded you that love can literally move mountains when someone we care about needs saving, please share this video with others who need to see what determination looks like when it's measured in hours of digging and powered by loyalty that knows no limits. Hit that like button, subscribe to Saved by Tales, and help us continue telling the stories of dogs whose persistence and intelligence create impossible rescues when human technology isn't enough, and seconds determine whether families stay whole or are broken forever. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the most powerful rescue equipment is the kind that never gives up, never stops digging, and never accepts that someone they love is unreachable.